Shybro, Father James with Father Hank.
Hey.
It's been a while.
It's like the old times.
Yeah, we ditched the dead weight Kevin Gregas. He's gone for the summer. No, we miss Kevin, but he left St. Juliana and he's doing IPF for the summer, the Institute of Priestly Formation in Omaha, Nebraska. He's learning how to pray.
It's a good summer for him. It's very restful, and you get to go deeper into spirituality of a diocesan priest, which we all need.
Yep, different layers of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gone, and we're sorry we haven't been with you folks in a while. And we had a lot of people reach out and say what happened to Shybro.
Still here, still kicking.
If you don't make more podcasts, I'll kill myself.
No.
All right, pressure's on. So, and I'm cracking walnuts right now, even though it's like 95 degrees outside. I'm just really hungry. It's the only snack we have.
That's why we're inside doing this.
Yeah. So, the St. Juliana Book Club is reading Silence by Shusaku Endo.
Shusaku.
Which was made into a movie. I believe it came out in 2017 or 2018, directed by Martin Scorsese.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen the movie, Father Hank.
Yes.
But you haven't read the book.
No. It's a big book, right?
Actually, no, not really.
Oh.
Only like 200 pages.
Oh.
Easy read. I saw the movie, but I don't remember it all that well. It's been a while since I've seen it. But I just finished rereading the book, so we can tag team book, movie,
for sure.
Silence conversation. You saw it with your mom,
There
didn't
might
you?
be spoilers. No, my mom recommended me to watch it. I think it was during or maybe when I was under the false quarantine. I was just watching all these 3-hour-long movies.
Oh, false quarantine.
Yeah. Because I never got it.
Good one. So it tells, if you're not familiar with the story, can you give a little synopsis of it, Father Hank?
Yeah, you can supplement what I leave out. So it based around the Jesuit order around what time is that? Like,
I believe it was the 17th century.
17th century,
in Japan.
So two Jesuits, they're trying to find their teacher who kind of went missing or went off the grid when he was sent to Japan to evangelize them. So there's some little back and forth of trying to get permission to go. When they do get to Japan, they're really awestruck by the intensity of how much persecution there is going on. They do find a little Christian community that has survived, and they try to minister to them. But eventually they, in their quest to find their former teacher, they get separated, and then the main character really goes through an agonizing trial of faith. And the ending of the movie and everything is, it's worth talking about.
Should we spoil it? I think we have to talk about it.
Spoiler alert, you have to get there. Especially, there's actually a difference between the movie and the book ending. There's actually a key piece.
How do you know you haven't read the book?
Well, my mom told me.
Oh.
Spoiler.
What did he, when he dies with the cross in his hand?
Yes,
yeah.
That's not in the book.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was interesting because, how they put that cross in his hand. Who put that cross in his hand?
Right.
Because he was embalmed, more or less, or the body was perfect, so he wouldn't have had the cross in his hand.
Right. And it's kind of the big spoiler behind that is that why there's a controversy between the cross and his hands is that throughout the movie and then towards the end, there's this debate, but you really get the sense that this guy has lost his faith and has left the priesthood.
Yeah. So they do, formally, exteriorly apostatize. They leave the priesthood.
Right.
Not so. Adam Garfield, is it Andrew or Adam Garfield?
The one throughout the whole entire movie.
Yeah,
Garfield. Adam Driver's the one.
Yeah, Kylo Ren.
Yeah, Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
Ben Solo.
And Liam Neeson. So the guy that apostatizes is in the story. His name is Ferreira, played by Liam Neeson.
Right, that's the teacher that they're searching for.
Yeah. So there's this rumor in Rome that this Ferreira, this legendary Jesuit, who's disappeared, they haven't heard from him, has apostatized. So these two young Jesuits, Adam Garfield, Andrew Driver, go to find him. And they eventually get arrested, and they discover that Ferreira indeed has apostatized.
Mm-hmm. And
then Ferreira gets, his name is Rodriguez Garfield, to apostatize.
Yeah.
So what they have to do is they have to step on what's called the fumi. It's this bronze image of the crucifixion or of Mary, some Christian symbol. And the Japanese or the Jesuit has to step on it. And when they do that, That's their act of renouncing the faith.
Mm-hmm. So then they're spared torture, imprisonment, and ultimately death.
Yeah, and so Adam Driver, Kylo Ren, his character, he dies. So he doesn't apostatize.
Right.
Yeah, he dies. He's trying to save fellow Japanese Catholics who are being drowned, whereas the Andrew Garfield character does. He steps on it.
Right.
So it's really controversial because the guy, just like Ferreira, the guy played by Liam Neeson, they don't really want to apostatize. They're forced to. And one of the reasons they do, and this comes through in the book, is they can't stand the fellow Japanese being tortured.
Right. That's one of the ways in which the Inquisitors
Got him
torture them. Yeah. Is making them watch and witness the suffering.
So the people are they're tortured horribly. They're either crucified in the sea, and so the waves just relentlessly pound them. They're hung upside down. It's called the Anasashuri method. So they're hung upside down, the blood rushes to their head. Or they're like wrapped in these bamboo things and then drowned in the sea.
Right.
So the Jesuit priests, they're not tortured, they just have to watch their people being slaughtered, which is its own kind of torture. So it's controversial because you think like, man, that Jesuit priest, like, he really believes interiorly in Jesus, and he's not a bad guy. He's trying to help his people, and he actually thinks he's hearing the voice of Jesus say, step on me, like, apostatize, have faith that I'll take care of you. And so it could be a little confusing whether this guy actually does the right thing by apostatizing. He's actually making an act of faith by believing he can step on this, save people, and himself not be condemned. But in reality, it's not.
Does that come through in the book, that inner voice that he hears? Wow.
Yeah, the inner voice is there. And it's it's worth a debate so Bishop Barron actually has a good YouTube video on it, why their act is not heroic, the priests.
Yeah.
It's the Japanese Christians that are suffering brutally. They're more heroic.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Than those priests. And then you see how their lives end. They become these whatever they're like these figures of the state, and they have to search for Christian items. They have to take Japanese wives. They take Japanese names. They become like hollow shells of themselves.
They do, yeah.
And then, like Hank was mentioning at the very end in the movie, they portray, he's old now and he dies, and they burn him, and in some like Shinto ritual, and he's got like a little cross in his hand. It's almost, I think the state put that in his hand, basically to stick, like, you were still a Christian, but you're a weak, pathetic Christian.
Interesting.
The Japanese wanted the priests to apostatize to demoralize the faithful.
Right.
But they don't. That shows the strength of the faithful's faith.
Right.
In Japan, they're able to keep the Catholic faith going without priests for a long time. And then when these two pathetic, or Ferreira and Rodriguez apostatize, they still go forward with it.
Yeah. So what are some things that you take out of the story?
Well,
that you take away from it?
The Inquisitor, interestingly, goes after Rodriguez, and he doesn't go after the other Jesuit, because he also goes after Ferreira, and he doesn't go after Ferreira's companion. So they kill the other Jesuits, but not Ferreira. They kill Kylo Ren, but not Rodriguez, because I think they see a crack in their faith. And the movie's called Silence, because Rodriguez is complaining when he's captured about why God is silent. So all the faithful, these humble peasant Catholics, are being tortured brutally, and he's like, God, why won't you help them? Like, we've built up this amazing church in Japan, and it's being cut down. Like, don't you want your church to survive in this foreign land? Like, why won't you do something? and he thinks God is silent. So his faith is fundamentally flawed. If you think like, I need results or I need concrete action to show God is here. So like, if the parish isn't thriving, then, and if it's going to die, like this is this is an utter travesty, and like the whole Catholic Church rides on our parish or rides on the church in Japan. So we need to do whatever it takes to keep it alive. When you have to actually, the deeper faith and trust in God is like, well, actually, maybe the church in Japan is meant to get cut down, or maybe we're meant to diminish in size in the Archdiocese of Chicago, or not have a ton of vocations. Doesn't mean God is silent. There actually might be something going on there. It's like when you pray, you don't get your answer, you don't get consolation. Doesn't mean God is absent, right? So that, I don't know. That's one takeaway.
Yes.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. It was interesting to watch it from like having gone through discernment and like obedience to your assignment and what that looks like. Because in the very beginning, I think they made a crucial error that leads them down the wrong path. Because Adam Driver and Andrew Garfield, they are demanding from their superior that they be sent on a mission that is not needed, that is not necessary at all to find their former teacher in Japan. It might be a noble quest on the outside, but the superior is not asking that of them. But they're forcing their desire, their will upon their superior. So they're breaking obedience, which is a first no-no in terms of discerning God's will and trusting that your superior is going to give to you what God's will is for you. And then the second one that is that's another turn towards a bad idea is that they get separated, and they're okay with being separated. They don't realize that together they help each other's faith to understand things. When Andrew Garfield's character is in isolation, that's when he really goes down this rabbit hole of not understanding what God's will is, and not understanding the place that suffering has.
Never leave my side.
Exactly. Right? That was a fundamental thing with the apostles, with the disciples. Jesus sent them out by two. And that's within Jewish tradition and custom, is that you need two to effectively bear witness. That's binding in law. So God uses that as well too.
Let's continue on that theme maybe in the next podcast.
Sure.
I like that. But good movie, good book, highly recommended. Silence. God bless.
Peace.